What's up?
Michael, these chairs. We need new chairs in here, man. You open the drink. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking Orange Exuberance from Guayaquil.
Dude, I can't express to you how much we love Guayaquil for sponsoring us with the amazing energy that it gives us daily. Right?
Yes, daily.
Daily.
Absolutely.
How's your week been, man?
It's been good.
Yeah?
Yeah, nothing too crazy.
You pump out scripts probably faster than anybody I know.
I've been told that.
Yeah?
Whether or not they're good or not, we'll see.
At least you're pumping them out. That's always a good sign.
That's true.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm really excited for the show today. I have somebody very special on. And this man I've known for, I can confidently say, all my life.
Yes.
It's Papa Keesh. There's a reason I'm bringing him on the show today. And the main reason is for my children and my children's children to kind of see what their grandfather or great-grandfather or great-great-grandfather was like, his journey, not only to America, but his journey through life. And he has so many interesting stories to share with the world, not only our family, but yes, the world. I'm going to tease some of them for you guys today. He had a one-armed algebra teacher who could draw a perfect circle, who was physically abusive in the classroom when he grew up, where he grew up.
Oh my.
My dad used to eat dirt for a brief period of time as a child, and I looked it up online. It's actually a very common thing with people. Did you know this?
I think I did hear that somewhere.
His amazing pranks that he did, where he... this poor guy in the airlines. I mean, the stuff he did to this guy. But he well-deserved, of course. Uh-huh. But I know where I get my pranks from, as well as his fear of octopuses, which... Octopi, yeah, which I didn't know about. Maybe we can pull up the video of the people eating, the live octopuses. If you can see my dad right now, he's like rubbing his forehead. He's like, I don't know if I should have agreed to this. We'll get to that very shortly. For you Alexa users, real quick, remember that if you have Alexa enabled on your Alexa, all you have to go do is say, hey, Alexa, play Adobe Radio, and then boom, you've got Adobe Radio wherever you go.
Boom.
I also want to thank our new Patreon supporters. Matthew Reeves, you are probably number one fan of the show?
Number one fan.
Number one fan. And if you want to outdo Matthew, good luck. Michael Sansbury, thank you for your Patreon support, as well as Chris Grotegut. I'm saying your last name completely wrong, but it's not common. Sorry, but I appreciate you supporting the show, as well as Kelsey Schwitz. Schweitz or Schwitz?
Schweitz, my co-writer.
That's Kelsey? That Kelsey?
Mm-hmm.
Kelsey, thank you for the support. We love you. As well as, we'll get to this a little bit later on in the show, BetterHelp is our proud sponsor today. So we're going to talk about that later on at the break. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Mr. Sam Keesh. Mr. Keesh, Baba.
Hello.
Yeah, that's good. I think, you keep it like that, and then the people will be able to hear you very well.
All right.
Yeah. How you doing today?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing very well. You're so formal right now. How happy are you right now?
I am very happy, especially I am with all my sons here.
Yeah.
And,
Which one's your favorite? Now that we can put it on the record.
You're all equal.
Dad.
You're all equal. No favorite.
Dad. Oh, okay. All right. That's fine.
You're all equal.
I think I can speak for William and Daniel and Mom and even Michael when we say that we're happy.
Your mom's saying she's the favorite.
Oh, you're Dad's favorite. Of course you are. Yeah. We are all happy that you're doing much better now since a year and 2 months ago, right?
Thank you. Yes, I appreciate you, all of you, and especially Mom.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a crazy year, right?
Very crazy.
I mean, scary time, right?
Yeah, it passed anyway.
It passed. And you're doing great.
I'm doing much better, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a very different Sam. Sam on the podcast is very different than Baba in real life. A little bit different. No. So again, like I told you before, I wanted to bring you on because I love hearing all your stories all the time, and I want to make sure that our children's children can hear your life story a little bit, some of your crazy stories, and I want to start off by how difficult it was for you growing up in Damascus a little bit, because let's talk about like the traditional way when parents say, oh, when I went to school I had to walk 10 miles through snow and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. And a lot of times, we just say, yeah, sure, of course you did, Dad, but no, you had the craziest time getting to school, right? After primary school. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. I grew outside Damascus in the suburb,
Right.
in a village called Jaramana.
Mm-hmm.
And it was only the primary school for me there until the 6th grade.
Right.
After 6th grade, all the way to the high school, the college, like that, in Damascus.
Right,
And I used
right.
to travel about 13 miles every day. This is one way.
On a bicycle.
On a bicycle, or when it is the bicycle broke, I have to take the bus.
Was it expensive to take the bus?
No, that time wasn't at all.
It wasn't bad.
No. But also to find the money, it's very hard.
Right.
Yeah. So
Right.
for me and my situation, it was expensive.
How did your legs look?
My legs was very strong, especially because I rode bicycle so many years, more than 23 years probably.
Right. And you sold milk on that bicycle too, right?
Absolutely, I did in my life. Sold milk, and when I was about 14 to 21.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I did, beside them selling milk, different
Jobs. and
jobs.
Can you explain how heavy those milk things? Because it wasn't like little glass bottles, right?
No.
On the back of your bicycle.
Each one maybe about between 50 to 70 pounds.
that's like
I
like
used
two
to have
small people.
muscles like that, and I just carry each one in one hand.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I
And-
used to carry 3 of them on a bicycle.
Right. Sorry. If you just keep it like kind of close so people can
Okay.
hear you. That's crazy. And sometimes you would actually have to walk upstairs, right, to sell the milk.
When we used to sell the milk, we take the milk to Damascus, or some
Mm.
of them, and we sell them in a village. But in Damascus, we have to go to the building, each building from 5 to 7 stories high that time.
Right.
And I used to climb that to the last to sell half a kilo
Yeah.
or 1 kilo or 2 kilos. It depends. And
Right.
sometimes the customer does not want milk today. So all that's climbing up and down for nothing.
Okay. I don't think I've ever asked you this. What's going on in your mind during that time when you're riding a bicycle? Are you kind of like, well, this is life, or are you going cursing everything? Are you upset at life? Or what's going on in your mind?
No, I never saw the outside life, and I know this is the life like that. That's it. I accept it as it is.
Wow.
But I used to work hard for it, of course.
Right.
If my bike tube puncture,
Yeah.
probably I will put a patch on it for several times until I collect the money and buy a new one.
So that was it. That was life for you, and that's all you
That's
knew.
it. That's it.
Just hard work and
Hard
go to school.
work, raining, snowing, windy, hot, cold, like that. You have to do your job and you have to survive.
I didn't know your dad, my grandfather,
That's right.
but I heard some amazing stories about him, how generous he was.
My dad was the very kind man. He helped the village and the people in the village where we lived for many things, and for anything they ask, of course, for the goodness. And until now, his reputation still on. And the minute they see me or they see my brother or sister like that, right away they mention my father.
Right.
He left for us a very, very good reputation. He was very kind. He would never say for any help to anybody, even out in Damascus.
He would never
outside
ask
Damascus.
for help. He would just.
No.
Is that what you mean? Okay.
Yeah, he was financially good,
Right.
but lately, he spent all his money on the people, right? And helping people, helping the society, helping everything.
Do you remember the story you told me about him, where he saved that Bedouin guy from the Damascus restaurant? Do you remember this story?
Yes.
Can you tell this story, please? It's one of my favorite all-time stories. And this is for our listeners. This is a prime example of how crazy life is, and you never know who you will run into again. Because this, by the way, this incident, I'll let you explain it. He could have easily seen it and been like, none of my business, and walked away.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have affected him.
Yeah. Well, the story is he was in famous area in Damascus called Hamadiyya and Souk Harika, And,
It's a big market.
Big market.
Right.
But until famous and like that. And he was walking in that street, and the people there, especially they own restaurant like that, they say, welcome, come on, you could eat whatever you want like that. And this Bedouin seems to be the first time went to Damascus or something like that.
Right.
And he doesn't know the tradition. And when the Bedouin, when you go to the desert or something like that, and they invite you, oh, welcome, come on, let's eat like that. They give you everything. They feed you with no charge.
Right, it's free.
Free. Because as a host, and welcoming people. So when he went to Damascus, he doesn't know the tradition. So he went to that restaurant, and after he ate and filled up his stomach, and he told them, thank you very much, and he tried to walk out of the restaurant. And the people grabbed him. He said, you must pay. Here is nothing free. He said, well, you invite me, you will come. I didn't know. And I don't have money. So they start, abusing him and pushing him and taking his, whatever he has on his head, and,
right.
Taking his jacket off and like that. And my father was passing by, and he told him, hey, what's going on here? So the guy, the Bedouin, told him what happened. He said, how much you owe him? He said, whatever that time money. So my dad paid for him.
Wow.
And he said, give him his clothes and give him his things and let him go. I paid you. So they gave him his clothes and everything, and my dad paid for him. And my dad, he said, do you have any money? He said, no. He said, this is some money also. Put it in your bucket and go to where you come from.
Right.
After my dad walked a few meters from him like that, the Bedouin ran after my dad, and he said, I need your name. So my dad told him his name.
First name only, right?
Yeah, first name. Yeah. He said, what's your last name? I said, nothing. Then this is my first name, and let's go.
Right.
So the time passed after a few years, maybe 12, 13, 15 years, like that, between 13 and 15 years.
Right.
My father was also doing a milk business with some other person from my village. So they went to this village called Ghazlaniye. And they're checking the Bedouin who has milk. They have lambs and they have cows and like that. And, they want to collect the milk from each tribe. And
a little bit of market research.
Exactly.
Old school
So
market research.
while my father reaching one of these Bedouin tent, and like that, and right away the Bedouin recognized my father.
It was him, the one he saved.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he was sitting inside the tent, and my father told me he jumped from the tent outside, welcoming my father. And my father didn't recognize him after all these years. My father forgot. forget how he looked like. I mean, he forgot the person. He didn't forget what he did. So he told him, what do you need? He told him, we're looking to collect milk. We want to take it from here and take it to Damascus. We want to sell it, you know. And if you know some other people that want to sell their milk from their animals and like that, you know, we want to take it. He said, okay. He said, you go this side about half a kilometer, you find a tent of Bedouin. Also, they have a lot of cows on this side and this direction and so on. So they told him, he helped him. He said, but you will come back and you will have dinner here. He said, I can't. I have to go to the village. He said, no way. Right away, the Bedouin, he went and grabbed one of the big lamb and slaughtered it. He said, this is your dinner here.
Mm.
He said, do you know who I am? He said, no. He said, I am the person you saved me in Damascus street, and you gave me some money, and you paid for my food, and you must eat this food here now. So the guy with my father, he said, oh my goodness, what did you do? And my father told him the same story. And anyway, after they went to different customers, you know, to collect the milk and like that, and then they came back to that guy, and he really made a big, huge dinner for them, invite so many people, and he told the story to the other Bedouins and in the area, in the region, and like that. Yes. And they came late to my village, Jeremiah, you know, and the people were worried about them that time because they don't know communication, no nothing like that. And my grandma, they were waiting for him. My uncles, they were waiting and like that. And why you late? They came late about like 10 o'clock in the evening.
Right.
And they told them what happened.
Wow.
And the story spread in all the village. And until now, everybody knows it. Even.
Well, now
Yeah.
a bunch of more people know it.
Yeah, but yeah, you have a very generous grandpa.
I think it's also important to know. First of all, I'm very proud that I come in this lifetime from a very respectable lineage. You know, I think we all are.
Thank you. I'm proud of you all also.
Mostly me, I know.
You're all doing very well. You, William, and Daniel, I'm really, you are my head crown, you know.
Oh, thanks, Baba.
Absolutely. I love you very dearly.
I love you too, Baba. Well, I just wanted to. I wanted to hit upon. You know, people are not just one note. Do you know what I mean? There is many different levels and shades of gray. Have you heard of this term to people? Like,
Yes.
nobody is 100% perfect.
No, nobody
No.
perfect.
And I know my grandpa, from some stories you told, he was a little tough on you growing up. Is that fair to say?
Yes, he doesn't like education.
Yes, and that was just the mindset.
Yes.
And he was very upset, if I'm not mistaken, that you went and were wanting to go to school, correct?
Yes. After I reached 6th grade, he took me out of the school.
You were literally in the classroom, right?
Yes. When I started 6th grade, he went to the school. He pushed the teacher away in some kind of
Aggressive
not
way?
nice- Yeah, aggressive.
Default aggressive, Michael.
Yeah. And he came to me. He pulled me from my ear.
Oh, gosh.
Outside. He said, your education is finished and you have different future now. So anyway, I still love him, but the way he believe is different.
Yeah.
So he took me with him to Damascus after he slapped me a few things
Oh
on
my
my
gosh.
butt because I refused at the beginning. And
Right.
he bought me 3 sheep.
In the market, he bought
In
you
the
3
market
sheep.
in Damascus, yes.
Yeah.
And he sent me back to the village. And he said, this is your future. You are be a sheeper.
A sheep herder.
A sheeper here, yes.
Wow.
So anyway, the guy took me back to the village, put me in some farm.
It's the just so I can clarify the story for people. Your dad actually left you after he bought the sheep, right? And then
Yeah.
the guy who owns the sheep took you to the place to be a sheep herder, right? Some stranger, or was it your dad?
Some stranger, no?
Yeah, it was some stranger took you.
He said, take him with the sheep to this farm. My dad told him, and put him there. That's it.
I'll let you continue the story, but I'm trying to think about what I was like in 6th grade.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would have done, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like,
Wesam, your time is different from my time completely.
I know.
180 degrees, completely different. You know, you live in modern world, all these technology, all these things, you know, and
Yeah.
it's completely different.
Absolutely.
Completely different.
Yeah.
You know, you are lucky to have this life now. It's completely different from my previous life.
100%, and I'm thankful for the luxuries we have nowadays. So you're in the
Anyway,
field.
we'll make long story short.
No, it's okay. Make it long. I don't care, man. This is my show.
My mom knows about what happened,
Right.
and my grandma, and then when one of my uncle came home, they waited because there was no communication to call nobody that time.
Right.
No cell phone, no telephone.
No Twitter?
No nothing.
Instagram?
Nothing.
Okay.
Zero. You know, when in that time, I still have no electricity in my house.
Whoa.
Yes, I used to study on a candle.
I'm sorry. That blew me away because I
Yes.
didn't know that.
Yes, there was no electricity.
Until
That's
when?
my-
Until when?
Probably until I was in 7th grade or 8th grade. And,
Wow.
in the whole village also, not only our house.
Right.
Yeah.
In the whole village.
And you have
I still remember the first car that came to our village when I was probably 4 years old.
the first
Sorry.
car.
The first car, and the people used to stand on both sides of the street looking at the car. Oh, this is the new car, blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
Yeah. And the driver used to use the horn, beep, 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 and everybody excited. Wow, and they clap for him. And
They talked
it's
about
a
that
big
for
thing.
weeks, probably.
Anyway. I love you all. I'm so happy to be with you, really, and I'm proud of what you're doing, really, Wesam.
I think-
Anyway, we continue with my uncle came. I was so upset and I was crying, so I was sleeping under the tree, and so I heard this, talking to me. Sam, here. I wake up, and here's my uncle. He was crying, and he told me, come on, son. This is my father's son.
Your father's brother.
My father's brother, sorry,
Right.
yes. So he took the sheep also, and he sold the sheep cheaper than my father bought it for 25 lira. And that time, 25 lira is a big deal.
Ah.
It's a salary month.
Oh,
It's
wow.
a salary for one person, that 25 lira.
Wow.
That time. It was a big issue between my uncles and my dad. And my uncle stood all on one team with me to educate me and continue because I was so good in school.
Right.
I mean, imagine in first grade with no kindergarten, no nothing like that. I wrote a letter to my uncle.
Wow.
So I know how to spell and how to write in Arabic, of course. So after that, they told him, this is our son. We want to support him and let him continue education. And really they did. They put me in a special school in Damascus. And my uncles paid for that, sorry. And I finished secondary school and high school.
School.
And I was working every summer selling milk, working with side work in a farm or any other places to make money and support myself and pay for my education because my father, he said, I will never support him. That's it. No.
Right. You tarred roads for a little bit too, right?
It was. I worked in highways in the sun and like that. I sold ice cream, Many stories, but I had a tough life, but I supported myself by myself. I didn't depend on my father. Because he will never give me nothing. He never spent on me, not even an American dollar all my life.
Right.
Yeah. So after I graduated high school, I went to college in Damascus University for mechanical engineer. After 2 years, I Syria Airline. They needed some engineer for a flight engineer and a ground engineer. I did as a flight engineer, and they accepted me as a flight engineer. Then they transferred me to ground engineer because they said they have enough. Anyway, they sent me to England, to Scotland. I graduated. I went in the 70s and graduated in the beginning of the 80s as an aircraft maintenance engineer from Scotland, Perth.
Wow.
And then
You-
I worked with the Syrian Airline for almost 9 years. Then I came to America. I worked for Israel Airline.
Mm-hmm.
And then Israel Airline bankrupt. I went to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I did my own business. I bought a
Oh
restaurant.
yeah, we'll get into that. We'll
Yeah.
get into that. There's some.
Yeah.
we
But that's
We
the
still got a
main
few
thing.
more.
And
I want to talk about Scotland.
yeah, Scotland.
You met. There's a
yes.
very special man
Yes.
out there. His name
Uh,
is Robert, and
Yes,
I had to.
his name Robert Stewart. I'd lived in his house more than 3 years.
Yeah.
And
How old were you when you lived there?
I was about 22, 23 when I lived with him. You know, I was younger than you and Daniel. And I was studying all the time. He helped me a lot. He is part of my life success because he taught me English. He taught me a lot of things. He took me places, him and his friends and like that. I never forget that. He means to me a lot, and I love him a lot. And you know, since you were kids, I tell you about him and everything. He means a lot to me until now, until this moment, and I care about him and I love him very much. And always he's in my mind and my heart.
He's family.
He's like, I consider him as a father, as a friend, everything.
It's Grandpa Robert to us, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
I remember when I visited him in
yes.
Scotland,
Yes.
and it was at that time his house burned down because of an electrical problem.
205.
Yes, and he was so nice. He put me in a nice hotel because I was supposed to stay with him, and I was like, "No, you don't have to do that. It's fine. I'll get." No, he's like, "No." He insisted. He was so nice.
He's a very kind man.
Very kind. One of the like you can tell he's just a good person in his heart, and God loves him tremendously. I feel that.
Absolutely.
We went and saw this play
Yes.
together in Perth Lochry. What is it called? Pitlochry?
Bit Lochry.
Yeah, Pitlochry.
Bit Lochry.
Pitlochry.
Yes.
Yeah. And it was a great experience, and I will never forget that time. It was so much fun. And he showed me how green Scotland was during the summer, showed me the castles, and he was so just generous, and he still is, and he's just an amazing person. We're very lucky to
He's
have
my
him.
best friend, the whole world, really.
Yeah.
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 Amazing. So, at some point, you met the most amazing woman in the world, right?
Yes.
And then,
That's my beautiful wife, Niwar.
yeah, that's right. She got a beautiful haircut recently
Yes.
at the cut by Shane. And then you had probably the most handsome son ever.
Absolutely. I'm so proud.
Right,
of you
guys?
all.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Actually, that's not true. Me and Daniel agree. Me and Daniel agree that you look the best out of all of us. You're
That's
the most
very
good
kind of
looking.
you, thank you.
No, it's
we all look good.
No, it's annoying. I'm not. I don't mean it as a compliment.
it's annoying.
It annoys
Okay.
me. It doesn't make me feel good.
Then I'll take it as a compliment
Yeah.
if it's
like
annoying
you
to
are
you.
way too good looking. Even as a kid, we're like, oh, he's the best looking one. Like obviously, he's the best.
Thank you,
looking
Dad. Thank you, Mom.
Hey man, why didn't I get the height gene? What's up with that? Everybody else is 6'2", 6'1".
Because William and Daniel told me to make you short.
Okay. They somehow put their spirits down. We got to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll talk some more stuff. Okay? We'll be right back, guys.
Thank you.
You guys suffer from anxiety, depression, relationship issues, anxiety, self-esteem issues. Did I mention anxiety?
Yes, you did.
Okay, good. Wesam's World has partnered with BetterHelp to provide you with professional counseling, making it accessible, affordable, convenient, so that anyone who struggles with life challenges can get help anytime, anywhere, even on your tablet or smartphone or your computer. This is not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It is professional counseling done securely online. So after you sign up, they will match you to an available counselor who fits your objectives, preferences, and the types of issues that you are dealing with. Different counselors have different approaches and areas of focus, so it's important that they find the right person who can achieve the best results for you.
For you.
It's catered for your specific problems, which I think is amazing.
It's amazing.
If you start the process and you feel that your counselor isn't a good fit for you, you know what they do?
You can switch
Boom, done. You can switch counselors.
immediately.
There's literally no excuse to do this. BetterHelp offers access to licensed, trained, experienced, and accredited professionals. So you're not going to get Joe Schmo off the streets who's doing tarot cards or aura readings. These are real professionals who have trained in their field, have had real life experience, and are licensed by professional board members, which I think is super important nowadays.
Absolutely.
You can start communicating with these counselors, therapists, psychologists in under 24 hours. And there is a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's counselor network, which is sometimes not locally available in many areas, especially if you're in a small town, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And if you're in a small town, usually those prices go way up. You can log into your account anytime and send a message to your counselor, and you can get counseling in 4 ways. You can exchange messages, you can chat live, you can speak over the phone, and you can even do video conferencing. It's incredible. It's more affordable, like I said, than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available. And guess what? We just made it even more financially viable for you. All you have to do is go to betterhelp.com, that's HELP/Wesam, and you get 10% off your first month. Boom. That's betterhelp.com/Wesam. betterhelp.com/Wesam. 10% off your first month. You get the help you need. BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today.
So you want to start out with your name?
Daniel, the show's ruined, Daniel.
Oh, was it really?
We were recording this whole time.
No, doesn't the music come on?
Your criminal sons have something to confess, apparently.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so a little backstory on the restaurant that we had growing up.
Yeah.
Basically, sometimes I call it the second home, but really it was our first home because we moved from the first house that we lived in, but we still had the store. So the store was always, like a home. So we felt really bad whenever this happened.
Yes.
And when it was like, how old were we, Daniel?
Man, we were in elementary school or something.
We were young.
This was back when I was still surprise attacking you. just
Yeah.
there.
We'd
wrestle all
This
the
is when
time.
Daniel was like, I want to wrestle. Let's wrestle.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember, but in the store, in the old bathrooms,
Yes.
there was a wall that was knocked in.
Yes.
And we said, oh, it's probably some homeless guy or someone.
Yeah, there was a homeless guy earlier that day.
It was the drywall, but it was actually me and Daniel wrestling.
So there was the men's bathroom and the
And we
women's
knew
bathroom,
we
yeah.
would die if we told you it was us. You remember that, right?
Yeah, of course I remember. I went there and I found a big hole in the wall. Said, what the heck is this? And they told me there was a homeless guy. Yes, I remember. Now I got you.
And figured we would
That's
tell
a
you
good-
way later on Wesam's radio show.
That's a
That'd be
good
perfect.
one.
And the truth shall set you free.
Yeah, exactly. So now it feels good to finally get that off our chest.
That's good.
You guys are the cause for Dad saying, for Dad, whenever people would come in and ask, hey, do you have a bathroom? Out of order.
Yeah, that was part of it. I mean, like, It was just so funny though because Dad was fixing it up and he hadn't gotten to who did this, you know, because he was just mad that he had to fix that. And then at one point he mentioned something about the homeless person. I remember me and William just kind of being like, yeah, he's probably the homeless person.
that homeless guy.
But yeah,
So are you going to punish them? Or are they going to get off easy like they've always
No,
had?
I wanna,
always.
I wanna say something.
Okay.
That restaurant, you all helped me, and especially Mom, and appreciate you all. We did the work together as one hand, and until now we're still together. We still love each other, and especially the three of you, how you do with each other, how you communicate, how you respect each other, you love each other so strongly and like that. This is make me and make Mama very happy about it, and we always pray for you all to be success. And
We love you, Dad.
I love it, Dad. Thank you.
that's really the main pleasure for us to see you all together, happy and cooperating with each other and helping each other successful. Especially William also with his music and his career.
I've been waiting for that to happen because I've been looking at him. Been looking at
You with the acting and the radio also, and
Thank you, Dad.
Daniel with his school and his dental school. It make me so proud for
Thank you, Dad.
Thank you.
And with your love and respect to me and Mama, that's very important. And special thanks to Mama because, I worked
Right.
day and night,
Right, you
but
did.
Mama spent probably more time with you because I cannot leave the store and work with you, but I did every occasion I can with you. I did really. And I still love to continue seeing you successfully in your life with good health, happiness, everything. And again, special thanks to Mama.
Yes. Big thanks to Mama.
Yes.
Why are you... Oh, yeah, we can clap. William started the clap. Of course he did.
On a podcast.
On a podcast. There's so many... thank you, Dad. There's so many things I wanted to hit on that. I want to give people... Obviously, it's hard to fit an entire lifetime into one podcast. So we will... I want to talk a little bit more about the store.
Yes.
But I want to make sure that we come back to... you met Mom, you had me in Syria, and then we immigrated to New York, correct?
Right.
And then in New York, there was a lot of odd jobs in the beginning on top of the airline
Yes.
that you had to work.
Yes.
One of my favorite all-time stories from you is a story from the guy who was harassing you guys at the airlines, and so you guys began to prank him. Do you remember this story?
Oh my goodness, yes.
We now know
Yeah.
where
Well, yeah.
we get our...
Were you
You know-
specifically?
That's true.
Anyway, let me say something before I
Okay, sure.
interfere with this subject.
Sure.
All my life back home or here, my parents, my mom, my dad, taught us how to work with honesty and trust. And if you want to do the job, do it right from A to Z, always. And we did that, and I continue doing that back home, before the airline, after the airline, and even when I came to America, and I love America.
Absolutely. We all love America
This
and
is-
respect it.
This is, the mother of the world, America. And when we work in the airline or other places, always you find people, they like you or dislike you or something like that, and some of them racist, some of them not. You feel it indirectly or indirect, whatever. Anyway, there was a guy who will always be bully, and he think he is still in high school.
Right, you're talking about the guy at the airlines.
At
This
the
is
airline,
the
yes,
sorry.
yes.
Yes, go ahead. This is in New York,
Yes. No, in New Jersey, actually.
New Jersey. Excuse
Yeah.
me. Excuse me.
Well, that
Because I
explains
worked
it.
in the 3 airports.
Right.
I worked in the Guardia for a few times, and
I'm sorry, I
JF
don't.
Kennedy.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. If you want to speak up just a little bit,
Yeah.
just so people can hear you on
And
that.
in JF Kennedy and Newark Airport.
Yeah.
So when we were in Newark Airport, there was a guy, and he was always, I mean, go to the boss, and always shining his shoulder and whatever.
His shining his shoes and like kissing up to
I don't
him.
want to say another
No,
word.
no, I know you're a
Yeah.
very respectable guy. I know.
So-
Off air, I know.
So,
People get you. People get you.
one time he was sleeping. He did a lot for.
He would eat
another-
people's lunches, right?
He will eat our lunches. He will eat our drink from the refrigerator. He will go and gossip behind all of us to the big boss, and so and so. So anyway, one time, and he doesn't like another color. He was
He's
kind of
he's a racist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so one time one of the people in the shift,
Yeah.
he said, "I want to do something for him." They found him sleeping on the desk
Yeah.
in one room, and he has his shoes off. They brought some Skydroll oil.
What is that?
This is kind of hydraulic fluid used in the aircraft.
Okay.
It's an acid.
It's like an acid, and they put it in his shoes.
Inside
They
of
put
his
it in his
shoes.
shoes.
Somebody put it in his shoes.
Yeah,
somebody. We don't know
Somebody.
who.
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
Even even I didn't know until a few days later.
Sure.
Sure, for legal purposes, we'll say you didn't know.
Yeah. Anyway, but since that time, he learned a lesson.
You heard him screaming when he put on the shoes?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And he came to all of us in the shift. To many, we were more than 20,
Wow.
21 people working
Yeah.
in the shift, between electric, mechanic, different people. Apologize for my personal. I will never do gossiping or kissing whatever behind you to the big boss.
Wow.
Yeah, and
What a
Pass.
oh, yeah, I pass. It was one of my that's one of my favorite stories. I wonder who would have done something like that. I wonder where we get it from. Anyway,
it's not me, believe me.
I know, of course not, Dad. Of course not. It wouldn't be you. Of course not. We lived in Rockland County
Yes.
for a little bit after that
New York, yes.
because Eastern and Pan Am went bankrupt, correct?
Yes.
And you had to find a way to, sustain a family with three young boys.
Yes.
And
I worked as a side job in maintenance.
Right.
In building, and I worked in Thurop Village. And I really appreciate the people there, all the sisters, especially Sister Ursula and Sister Mary.
Yes.
And all the others. I worked for them so many years. Also, they were so kind and so nice to us. And I worked in St. Dominic's home there. I worked in other places.
yeah,
But the best place is Thurop Village and St. Dominic's, really.
right.
And still my favorite place is Thurop Village there.
Yeah, it was a very great
I
experience.
worked hard
growing up,
and yeah.
Yep. And then from there, just to kind of shorten the story a little bit, without all there's like some complicated details. But we basically opened the store, not opened, but just started.
When I came to Tulsa, I applied for American Airlines.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I came to continue working the airline.
Right.
But that time also they were not hiring, and they told me we don't know when we're going to hire. Then somebody introduced me to this place where our store was,
Right.
and I went there and saw the business, doing good business like that. I said, let me do my own business. I want to try it. And then we did, and we stayed 24 years in that place.
Wow. And it was
And
Heroes
we
Subs and
did,
Burgers.
we did some success business and honest work, serving the people, the society in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I enjoyed it. I have so many friends until now, and when I was in a hospital, many customers visited me to the hospital, to the house,
Right.
everything, and we made a good business. I supported all of you for your education, and we have our house and things like that.
Right, right.
You should
It
ask
was,
about the cops, I was going to say.
Well, yeah, I was actually getting to that,
Cool. Yeah.
William.
Because when he said the customers
Yeah.
came and visit,
Thank you.
Yeah,
reminded me
yeah,
of that,
yeah, no, thanks.
The
No, no.
the undercover guy.
No, no, I
Yeah.
absolutely, I'm just messing around.
Yeah, I know you're messing around.
Anyway,
Anyway, William.
the store has been such a big part of our life
Yes.
growing up.
Absolutely.
It taught us a lot of life lessons.
Yeah.
It taught us how to communicate with people.
Of course.
It taught us how to deal with problems on the fly, how to solve problems.
Correct.
Not just quickly, but correctly.
Yes.
And it taught us the value of discipline and of hard, honest work.
Yes.
I will be honest and say this. It was not the easiest times sometimes working in the store.
True.
But when we all look back on it, and I've spoken with William and Daniel about this, we are so thankful, even though it wasn't necessarily the easiest times, and at times we didn't want to be there, but it set us up for the long-term success.
Yeah.
And it built us in the right way to handle those problems that we faced after we moved out in the real world with all of our different careers and our different life problems. And for that, we are eternally grateful for. Not only that, for we lived comfortably. We weren't rich, but we were thankful. Like, I'm so grateful and thankful that we didn't have to go, man, I wonder if we're going to have enough for the mortgage this month, or do you think mom and dad will be able to get groceries this week? You know what I mean?
Yes.
That is a big blessing for us.
Yes,
And-
because we did a good business, and also it taught me. I learned a lot in the business. You know, I used to work for the airline,
Right, right.
and the airline business is different from restaurant business completely. But here I deal with the society. I learned a lot also from it. But as I said, I repeat that we did an honest, hard work, try to please everybody, and an honest work.
Absolutely. We have also some amazing stories from the restaurant.
Go ahead.
Some Go ahead. Daniel, we got a whole range of characters that came into the restaurant. Would you say this, Dad?
Yes.
We were in a very special part of town, a very unique part of town. I think you could say
Yeah.
that.
It was the center of Tulsa.
Right. All walks of life came through
Yes.
the door.
Yes.
Yes. And it.
Crazy
You know what?
demographic.
Being on the radio show right now, I'm realizing, okay, how do I navigate this correctly to not like offend anybody? And it's actually very, very difficult, to be honest. But one of my favorite things that came from the store is the friendships that we got. And one of my favorite stories that I only found out about last year, is we have a very nice friend who works with the police force we have multiple friends actually who work with the police force, but one in particular, he works as an undercover police officer,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
And would you mind telling the story of how they one night, I believe they used our place as a
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I am always with the law. I like to be.
You're a lawman, would you say so?
Yeah, I'm always with the law.
Absolutely.
You know, I don't like to be against anything. So I made a lot of friends from the police department and like that, and undercover whatever, and there was a motel across from my store,
Shady Motel.
Shady Motel.
Yeah.
And at the beginning, when I get the store, there was no cellular phone like that, any communication like now.
Right.
So one night they asked me, several times actually, not one night. They asked me to use the store during the night to watch some people and like that, and I didn't refuse at all. I said, "You're most welcome."
Yeah.
For the safety of the society and the people and like
Yeah.
that, you could do. And I cooperate with them, and they were very thankful. And they used it several times. And they also, due to that, we become friends, and they used to bring me customers and
Right.
like that. And
They saved they saved you from a robbery once, remember?
Yes,
That is an
absolutely.
intense story. I'd love hearing about
Absolutely. One time, yes, I really appreciate them and many, many thanks to them all, and especially Dale.
that. Dale?
Yes. Me and Mama, we were in the store in the afternoon by ourselves, and we were eating a sandwich, having our lunch after the rush hour, and all of a sudden we see the door open. I had that time a camera, the first camera, color camera, and all of a sudden I see on the monitor this guy coming, and I went outside right away, and he is coloring his face like
Like clown makeup he had?
like a clown.
He had makeup on his face.
Yes,
like a clown.
But not a clown, of course, but
Right.
only in his face, and he has a barefoot, and he's a young guy, about 25, 26 years old, and very, heavy, and pushed the door right away and like that. And I said, "Can I help you, sir?" I'm still talking to him, and all of a sudden I see the two of my friends, the one I made from the undercover police, right away entering the store. I saw them first crossing the parking lot, across the grass
Whoa, with the
with
car.
their car, and standing in front of the store. Right away they jump from the car to my store, to inside. And while I was talking to the guy, right away they came in and they hold him down.
Whoa.
Yes. And then they found out he has some plan in his mind to rob us or something.
Oh my
like
God.
that. Yeah.
Didn't they take him into the bathroom? I remember this.
They take him to the bathroom, they let him wash his face, and they took them with him, and I don't know what happened then.
Yeah, they probably, yeah.
And then they kept visiting me for a few days after that to check
Wow.
on me and like that. I appreciate them. Yes.
Appreciate them. Mr. Keenan as well.
Yes, Mr. Keenan and the police department. Yes.
The Tulsa Police Department really, they provided such a great service.
Yes.
And they really, they saved us a few times, and
I know,
we're really
from
thankful
the
for
chief
them.
police to down, many
Absolutely.
people. Thanks to all of them, really.
It's not an easy job being a police
No.
officer.
No.
And I get it, especially in this time and day and age.
Yes.
Not all police officers are perfect, but it's a very difficult job, and the service that the Tulsa Police Department provided for us, and they protected us, we're very thankful for as well.
Yes, the police department, fire department also.
Yes.
We have a lot of friends. Like
The paramedic service as well.
Like, still one of them, the son of David Patrick,
Right.
Jason.
Yeah.
He's still in the fire department also. We're still like a family, me and them and his mom and his
Yeah.
family all. His sister also, she knows you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Yeah. And
It's,
also the military. And there was a special treat for the police department, the fire department, and the medical center.
Yeah.
Any people come to my store, there was special treat and special price for them.
Yeah. We are very lucky and so many good experiences, and I know that we all have these inside jokes, like our good times that we had in the store
Yes.
as well. Daniel would come in sometimes acting like, every now and then we get a crazy person come into the store with his shirt off, and he'd come in and he'd say, "What, Daniel?"
Y'all got a bathroom?
And my dad, of course, would never want to share that bathroom again with anybody because there's a hole in it. Oh,
But one time,
right. Sorry.
one time, Daniel scared the hell out of me.
Oh,
Wow.
what
Oh
happened?
my goodness.
Yes.
Did you pull the gun on him?
No, I didn't carry a gun. Anyway, but,
I want to make sure we go through this.
Hold on.
Hey.
just a second.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Don't.
Okay. Dude, you
One
got
time
so
I
real.
was making an order for Napa.
Right.
They make an order for us. They said we need
The
5
business
o'clock.
across the street.
Yes,
Napa
Yeah.
Auto
yes.
Parts, yeah.
We thanks him also a lot for their support. I am making sandwiches, and Mama inside also preparing something inside.
Uh-huh.
And all of a sudden, the door opened, and Daniel, he has some kind of makeup on his face, and like that, it looked like a blood, and like somebody hit him on his head, and he's still bleeding. I really
What?
almost have heart attack. And he was in high school, and he came. I said, so I have no more energy, no more power in my hand. Like that, everything dropped from my hand, and I thought something happened to him, or somebody really attacked him. And I said, what happened? And he came fast, because he came, opened the door fast, and came right away to the inside kitchen.
Sounds like the criminal who was walking in with the clown makeup.
Yes, yeah.
Busted.
Really, that's the most scary moment in that store.
What?
Believe you me.
You've had people come in
I
like
know,
with a gun.
I never scared from them more
Wow.
than that. That scared me.
That's
because,
true.
you know,
'Cause
this
you
is
love
my
him.
son, and I felt something happened to him like that. Really, my heart dropped.
Can I say this?
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay, go ahead, but
No,
I
no, go.
gotta tell
A story?
Well, no, I gotta just tell my part of that to give the people a little
Go ahead.
context.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so as you guys know, when Dad wants you at the store, he wants you at the store. Then when he calls,
I don't know what you're talking about.
my gosh.
Can we talk about, dude, I will say this on air. I'm going to bring this up, okay, Dad? I promise you, my Saturdays were gone.
Yeah, forget about your
No
Saturdays.
Saturdays.
When I moved to
friend
California,
from high school did that, yeah.
literally, there was a Saturday, and I was like, oh, I have to be at the store. No, I don't. I'm in Los Angeles. I can't be at the store. It was like my Saturdays are gone. And if you're at home and you see the Hero Subs and Burger on the caller ID,
You better get in that car right now.
You better just be in the car and tell Mom I'm driving to Dad. Tell Dad I'm on my way already. I'll be there in 5 minutes.
There's no way.
There's no arguing with you. One of the best things you ever said to me, oh my gosh, I'll never forget it to this day. I used to come in to help you just close when I was younger on
That's
Saturdays.
true.
Just like at 8 or 9. And then that time slowly got to like 6 and then 5. And you're like, you know what? Just come and replace the worker who comes in on that day. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll come in at 5 or whatever. And then one day, just out of nowhere, there wasn't any discussion about it or anything. It's like 2:30 in the afternoon, right?
When I
Where are you? I'm at home. Oh, you're at home while I'm working? I'm like, dude, I
think so.
I was like, Dad, if you want me to come in, just like give me an exact time. Oh, you want an exact time to come and help your father? Get here right now. Dude, I was like, I don't know when to come in. Just come in.
There was a time where Daniel and I were just going in the mornings with him and just come him at night.
That's the way we do it. Keesh family. Sorry, go ahead, Dave.
Yeah. So now that you guys know that, it's one of those moments. It's the last day of 10th grade, and our theater was like doing some zombie thing, and we all dressed up as zombies and did something afterwards. And of course, in the midst of all that, me having fun,
Worst way to show up at the store. Zombie.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
get a call from my mom. She's like, your dad needs you at the store right now. He is super busy. And it's like, if you hear it from Mom that he's communicating, it's a different form of Sam when you get there.
Yeah.
So I didn't even think twice about it. I just got in my car, full zombie mode, got there. And as I'm driving, I'm like, this isn't going to be good. Dad's going to think I was just playing around all day. So I'm like, I got to get to the back as soon as possible and wash all this off. And then, yeah, that happened.
Nothing's better whenever you told us, I'm busy, I need you here right now. And if we get there, and if you're not busy anymore, oh boy.
But you know what?
Yes, that.
Again, I really thank to all of you for your support.
Of
and
course,
for helping me and like that. But I always in my mind, I want you next to me. I don't like to go out or like that. I was worried, when you are a teenager or something like that, to go with some other people and then you get drafted to some bad way or something like that. I always like to be in the store and to learn the discipline, to
Of course.
learn how to deal with life, real life, and with different people, different kind of people. And you are, thanks God, very successful in your life now, and I'm not worried about any one of you. Thanks to all of you.
Dad, we love you. We understand now.
I love you too.
You know what I mean? We understand the reasoning now behind it.
Yeah.
And we always, deep down inside, we always knew you and Mom had the best of intentions for us, and that you truly loved us.
Of course.
Even sometimes maybe we didn't understand the
That
why we were
moment,
doing
that moment,
that
yes.
moment. But again,
But I didn't mean it in any way
Oh, I know.
bad or hateful or something
I know,
like that.
Dad.
And also,
Come on.
due to my dad treat me, I did the opposite exactly to you. Whatever you needed, whatever you asked for, whatever you did, I never say no.
Absolutely, and we can't thank you enough. And
You don't have
the
to
least
thank me.
we try our best to honor you and Mom on a daily
We are
basis.
honored. We are
That's
honored by
the
all
best
of you,
thing we can
really.
do,
I
and,
love you all, and as I told you, you are the crown of my head.
You're very lucky to have me.
Of course.
We're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll be back with some more good times with the Keesh family.
Thank you.
I don't know if you know this. I got my private pilot license recently. I'm kidding. I did not.
You did?
No, I did land Cessna with my manager.
Oh, great.
Yeah, this was a while ago. It reminded me of what you did, and I can't. And that made me sick. Like I got nauseous doing it. But you have your private pilot's license, right?
Yeah, when I when I was in Scotland learning aircraft maintenance engineer, also I did private pilot. I did in Dundee.
Dundee. Yeah.
Yes, Dundee Airport.
Great.
Yeah, and I flew also in Tulsa and in New York.
Wow.
Yes.
You miss it, huh?
A lot.
You like flying.
I
Why?
love it. I
Why?
love
Why do
it.
you like flying?
Since I was a baby, my uncle
Yeah.
used to work in Damascus airport in traffic control. And when I was a baby, he used to take me with him to the airport.
Wow.
Yes, and I see the aeroplane in the airport and like that.
Wow.
And I loved the airplane since that moment.
What was your experience the first time you got to fly? Do you remember it?
Oh my goodness, the best moment in my life until now. When I took solo,
Yeah.
I was 6.5 hours only flying. And I still remember Mr. Dye, my instructor in Dundee. After we took off, and we made one circle around the Dundee airport over there, and he told me, Sam, you have to make a final call for land. I looked to the instrument, to the aircraft, listened, pay attention. I said, what's wrong? He said, nothing, just go and land. Make a final call. So I said, Dundee Airport, this is November, India. I still remember the registration to the aircraft.
Wow.
Final call to land. They gave me permission to land, clear to land. I did land. And I said, what's wrong?
Yeah. You can speak up a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he said,
Sorry.
what's wrong? I said, he said, just carry on. We reached the end of the runway. He said, stop here. He unbuckled his seat belt and opened the door for the aircraft Cessna 150 that time. And he said, you are flying by yourself now.
Ooh.
It was a big, huge moment. I couldn't believe it. He said, yeah. He buckled the seat belt on the seat itself, closed the door, and he said, give the control tower a call and turn around and continue flying. The best moment in my life,
Wow.
I swear.
Maybe second best. Maybe I was born. Maybe that was the
Probably.
first.
Yeah, that's, each one
I'm
is
kidding.
different feeling.
I know. No, I'm kidding.
Like, I
I'm
love
teasing.
you all, and
Yeah.
different love to mom and things.
I know, I'm
it's
teasing you, Dad. I'm teasing you.
Yeah.
Um,
But
That's awesome,
I
though.
established what is in my mind, really, to be a pilot, and I did.
That's great, Dad.
Yes,
That's awesome.
yes.
What's it like raising three boys? Honestly, especially during when we were a little younger.
It is a big responsibility. You learn a lot from it, and you feel the love for. Really, loving the kids is. You can't compare it with nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, loving you all. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's very special especially when I don't see you for a while or like that. I feel
But
crazy.
we FaceTime with you like twice a day
I know
sometimes.
it's different from seeing you in real.
Yeah,
Completely different.
it's the same for me.
Yes.
Kidding. I want to skip some subjects because,
Okay.
again, it's hard to fit everything into one sitting. Octopuses.
Oh, I hate it.
Brother, why are you scared of
That's the
octopus?
only thing I scare from and I don't like.
Michael, would you do me a huge favor?
Sure.
There's people eating live octopuses
I
because
don't
my
want-
dad didn't believe it.
I don't want to see it.
I know, but it's for the show. We have to.
Okay.
It's for the sponsor.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. But why? What's with the octopus that
I
scares
don't
you?
some special feeling like some people when they see the snake they go crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid from the snake, but I'm afraid from octopus.
Wow. Because you, by the way, he is the animal whisperer. Michael, if you ever see my dad around any animal, the animal it's like, oh, that's the alpha. And then they just like succumb to whatever. Like it's
Yeah, I
amazing.
love animal. I love animal.
Except octopus.
Which one is it? Do you want this one?
Oh no. That's not it. They're in the restaurant. See, so that freaks you out,
my
right?
goodness.
Oh, ASMR. No, I can't stand ASMR. It's the food chewing stuff. It drives me crazy. It's okay. We don't have to watch it. It'll freak my.
Geographic.
It's National Geographic. Yeah, Dad, that's your favorite channel.
Yes. This is the octopus. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
look at it. Can you full screen that? Thanks, brother. And I think.
Tell the tale, but others haven't been so fortunate. So why would anyone eat a dish so slimy and deadly?
His face.
It's weird, right? Look, it's moving. This is. This is the part where they.
Actually, I was taught in America, if it's alive, don't eat it. When I come to Korea and it's alive and they eat it. This is the method.
They wrap the live octopus around the chopsticks.
Hamagata?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's gonna eat the whole thing.
Put it in.
Put it in their mouths
Oh my god.
and hope their jaws are stronger than its tentacles.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're done. Oh my gosh. Crazy, right? I told you. You didn't believe me. There's people who eat it raw like that. See, I love knowing these little things about you because I never knew about them growing
Yeah.
up. This is such a weird thing. And then we'll just hit on it briefly. The dirt thing. This is really interesting.
Oh, the dirt when I was really a child. I used to like dirt. I used to go. The environment was clean and like that, but I don't know. It has nothing to do with the environment. But I used to sit, and if I find a nice clean dirt next to me, I used to eat it.
When we learned this, Daniel made so much more sense.
Living with Daniel growing up was like the wild kid,
Yes.
like who was raised by wolves for a few years.
The wild thornberries.
Yeah, he's like.
Johnny, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we got a picture of that, right? Can you look up the wild thornberries kid, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
It's Daniel.
It's Daniel.
I also look like Sid from Ice Age or Anne Frank.
Get closer.
Anne Frank or Sid from Ice
When you were
Age.
younger a little bit.
Yeah.
And Frank. Yeah, this crazy kid right here.
Remember the
Daniel.
show, Dad?
That's you, Daniel.
But I never smoked, I never drink, and I never did alcohol or
Growing up?
drug,
Yeah.
any drug like that.
Yeah.
And I never liked smoke.
Yeah.
I did one time when I was in 11th grade, smoked one cigarette, tried to smoke one cigarette really.
Yeah.
One of my friends gave it to me, and I almost get shocked. And
Yeah. And tell me about it, right?
Yes.
It's that feeling. I'm not a big fan of it.
but one guy I want to.
What was it like? I want to go through each of us because this is a lot of fun for me.
Yes.
What was it like when I was a kid? You raising me as a kid. What was I like?
It was really fun and loving.
Keep going.
What can I
No,
tell you?
Sam, keep going.
All
might
of
need
you,
to stop.
I mean, William
I know.
and Dan, and each one of you are different. But
Yeah. What was William like? Was he like
oh my goodness,
stubborn and hard to deal with?
He was, stubborn a little bit. Yes.
I wonder where I got that from.
Yeah, from your dad. And
We'll edit this part.
I
That's
love,
not cool.
I love the part. I love the part about William. when I used to sit Sunday at home and, having you all and like that, and I will have my cup of coffee and
I knew it.
he sneak on me very slowly. And I see him.
Oh.
I said, what he's going to do?
Sorry, my chair broke. Sorry. Ow.
And he would come and hold my cup of coffee and he'd drink, and then he put it in the same place. Then I will sip one sip and I'm watching him. Then he put it again and finish it all. Then he goes and he sit in front of me. And I looked, who drink my cup of coffee? And he looked, he said,
How old was I?
I enjoy it. believe me.
16?
I was too young to be drinking.
He didn't
I was
start
too young to be
talking
All
until
the
he was
time.
like 10 or
He
something.
did it all the time until he was.
William didn't talk till he was 10, right?
No.
No.
But I still remember one thing. One time he started riding the bicycle. He was very young, and I said, "I want you to ride the bicycle by yourself. I want to hold it to you." I said, "No, hold it, no." And he said, "No, leave it to me." I said, "Okay." So I left, and really he drove by himself for the first time.
Wow.
That's why I like motorcycles.
Yeah, we both like motorcycles.
Yeah.
But
Peyton, make sure you get this face right here for this part. What about Daniel?
Daniel,
That's okay. We don't have to Daniel.
he was a rascal.
Daniel, of course he
Yeah,
was.
it's a little bit.
There was no controlling Daniel. There was no lowering the energy of Daniel.
What was it like? What was it like with Daniel?
Daniel, he was the troublemaker.
Tell me about it.
There's a reason why I was the last, huh?
One time I was going out to the backyard to cut the grass, and here he was riding our dog. His name is Sparky. He was riding on the dog, and the dog loves him. And he was riding like a horse or something.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I used to go into the dog house and just sit with
Yeah,
Sparky in the
he
dog.
was sitting when the Sparky in the dog house.
Yeah.
Remember when he would just be swimming in the pool by himself?
And it's green.
And it's great.
And it's green. Daniel, get out of there.
Yeah, it's like March or April. I'm like, oh, we're almost there.
It's too cold. I remember it was raining. And he was still swimming outside.
Yeah, in the swimming pool, yes.
The above ground.
On that note, best day, we look outside of Wesam's window in the old house.
Yeah, overlooking the pool.
And Dad is like just pouring the chlorine, and it's like fresh blue water, and all the floaties are blown up. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah,
No.
yeah, I remember.
I don't remember.
William's like, yeah, Wesam.
Is that the? We'll edit this part out, Michael. Okay.
I just don't talk for the rest of it.
I keep scooting. Michael keeps scooting you over out of frame. And he's like, yeah. Good.
Hey, yeah.
You're on the outside.
Thanks for having us, Wesam.
You can't hear him.
Isn't it great? We all get along, thankfully.
That's wonderful. That's
Yeah.
my main happiness.
Yeah.
Really, to see you all well, getting well with each other and loving each other, respecting each other. That's the main thing. And I wish you continue that way all the way, even if I am away from this world. I want you to continue like this.
Of course, Dad.
I want you to love your kids like I loved you, and to do for them like what I did for you.
Cool. We'll open up a restaurant, each of us.
No restaurant. No restaurant. It's hard work.
I misunderstood.
Wait, yeah, that's what you said. Exactly the way you.
Sir.
No.
Sir. Yeah. You know, it was so much fun growing up in the old house, and I really appreciate you. You know, you did those things where, you know, you set up you and Mom would set up the Christmas tree.
Oh
You
my
know,
goodness, the
you know,
best
we do
time.
the Thanksgiving dinner, we do the holiday stuff, we do the 4th of July. You know, we'd go do Easter, and we'd do like just like the holidays too. You don't really appreciate it until, you know, you're not doing that stuff anymore, you know, or you're far away from your family.
And we are professionals at holding flashlights and getting the red
Oh my
screwdriver.
gosh, Dad. So many Sundays. Whenever we'd hear, we'll translate this in English. Get me the red screwdriver. And I'm like, there's the Sunday, our only day off.
There it goes.
What will we be fixing today?
First 2 minutes, he's kind of looking around, unscrewing some stuff, and it's that initial turnaround. Somehow he started sweating profusely.
I know.
And you're just
You'd
like,
sweat so much, man.
Yeah. I remember.
But I
that.
don't smell.
No,
No, it was never a smell.
it was never a smell. You just start sweating, and we'd have to hold the flashlight. Like,
Yeah.
oh man, so many stories. You like fixing stuff. Well, you're an engineer.
Well, yeah, I like to fixing stuff all
Yeah.
the time. Really.
Yeah,
Anywhere I go, even to my friend's house, I
I know.
fix.
I know.
Yeah.
Even
There's
maybe there's a sink in the kitchen that
Yeah.
needs to be fixed, and I just got done running up a mountain, and you want to tell me about how the place is going to be flooded? I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's really need to be fixed.
I will let them know.
Yes, tell them it's very dangerous.
I'll let them know. Michael, how we doing on time, man?
We still got another 10 minutes.
Great.
On this one.
Anything else you guys want to hit upon? Did we? I'm trying to think. We'll make sure we got everything. You know. Daniel.
You know, I just wanted to add one thing about the store. It's just crazy that until now, you'll be just going through life and you'll have something happen to you. You'll be like, oh, that's where,
Yeah.
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Sorry, what? Like you learned that from the store? Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Oh,
just
like
like
something
the-
happened in the store, and
Yeah, I kind of explained that bad, but
yeah, that's fine.
And I know
you're new to podcasting. It's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's fine.
I know you joked about like having a store for our kids to work in, and like obviously not going to do that, but I will make my kids work at a young age at
Yes.
some restaurant
100%.
Yes.
Oh, my
for
kids
at
work
least
at
a certain
McDonald's.
amount of time,
Oh, 100%.
so they can learn what it's like and know what it's like on the other side of things.
I agree
Exactly.
with you 100%.
So they're
you
nice-
Should all,
yeah.
all of you do that.
For sure.
So they know the hard life and how it's hard to make money.
Right.
I think
You know,
because we learned the
don't
value of
find
a
him-
dollar at the
Yes,
young age.
The value with the dollar, and you don't find money in the street. You know, you
I'm
have to
sending-
work hard for
yeah.
it and to be hard, honest working.
Absolutely. I'm sending Daniel's kids to a diamond mine in the Congo, so they know exactly what it's
Where are you
like.
sending my kids?
My kids.
Williams. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't know, William.
Hey, Uncle Wesam sent us these tickets.
Don't take them.
Don't take them.
It's kind of like heavyweights.
Did you? We just
were
watched
watching
that last night.
yesterday.
The movie's so good.
Is there anything else you'd like to hit upon before we go that you haven't hit upon yet?
No, really, but
Yeah.
again, I'm so proud of you all.
Thanks, Dad.
And you and
Which
your
one?
success.
Thank
and
you.
Everything.
We love you, Dad.
We love you too. I love you all.
Yeah. Which one is your favorite?
He wants you to say him, so just say, Wesam, you're my favorite.
And
Just
cut.
because William and Daniel said so, you are my favorite.
It's on the record. Archive. Look at Mom. Mom's like, don't say that. Don't say that.
You all equal. You all equal.
What? Mom, this is soundproof. You know we can't hear you, right? I can't read your lips. I can't. Mom, you can't curse. This is PG. You stupid.
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 Oh man, this has been my favorite episode I've ever done.
Thank you very much. I love you all. And really, this is
Yeah.
the best time.
Do you want
And
people?
I,
Oh,
I'm,
sorry, go
I'm
ahead.
glad you're recording this and like that. And as you said, it to be to your great grandkid also.
Yep. Well, if the world is still intact, if global
Yes.
warming hasn't taken us over, so I love you, Dad.
I love you too.
If people want to follow you on Instagram, can they follow you?
Yeah, sure.
What is it? What's your Instagram handle?
Ask Mama.
Yeah, you don't know it. He just doesn't even know his Instagram handle.
I was
love that.
wondering. I was wondering if you were gonna ask that.
Oh, 100%. By the way, he still hasn't accepted my friend request, I think.
That's probably solid.
Yes, I did.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, it took a while.
It
I
took a
sent
while,
it.
yes.
Yeah, I know. I was like, it's still pending for some reason.
Yes.
You have to go to see the password journal.
Oh yeah. Yeah, mom's already taken a bunch of pictures of us, and we'll take some more after this. Don't worry.
No, I told her to accept you. on
Oh,
my
to
phone.
accept me. Oh, gotcha. You're hilarious. All right, Michael, let's play out the music. Thank you, everybody, for tuning into the show. We really appreciate you guys. Thank you to our new Patreon users. Our sponsor for today, BetterHelp.com, HELP. Remember, you get 10% off your first month with BetterHelp. Again, that's betterhelp.com/Wesam. Boom, 10% off. You better your life from a trained professional. It's awesome. Check them out. Thank you to Guayaquil for keeping us energized during the show. Michael, thank you for all your hard work on the show. Appreciate you, man.
No problem.
I thank Peyton, but he's not here, but he did come in early, set up the cameras, and we're still going to thank him. We appreciate him. Thank you, Steph, for all your social media prowess. Hey, thank you, William. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Sam Keesh, Baba, brother. Love you, man.
Love you too. Thank you all. Thank you, Mr. Michael.
No
I
problem.
always end the show with something you drilled into me growing up, and I'll end it today, but I wanted you to do it. Listen, think, talk. Remember?
Yes.
You want to tell people to listen, think, and talk?
Listen, think, look, listen, think, and talk.
There we
Thanks,
go.
Baba.
Thank you.
All right, we're out.
Love you all. Thank you.